After an exciting start to the day, we'll discuss the price activity of XRP because many people have been curious about what's actually happening. And I think we do know. Just in MetaMask to begin in wallets perpetuals trading using Hyperliquid. First things first from Machiguru. This is just madness then. Alright, in my opinion, as I never considered the potential for wallets to develop into real trading platforms. Allowing trading, basically leveraging, through a hyper-liquid market where you could exchange perpetual people and perpetuals. Okay, so Hyperliquid is, I think, a decentralized exchange on which many of these whales trade. MetaMask has evolved into a wallet for Ethereum. But this is still amazing, guys. It's mind-blowing that a wallet is becoming a trading cup instead of a storage goods. For example, how is it even true? That's crazy. The writing this year is becoming better and better, I suppose. Even so, I don't think MetaMask is all that great in this regard. However, I don't care, because I don't own any ETH. Now, speaking of ETH and all that, Grayskull has introduced the Grayskull CoinDesk Crypto 5 ETF, ticker GDLC, which is our newest fund and tracks the 5 most well-known, sizable, and liquid cryptocurrencies. The fund recently became live, with an emphasis on the most recent market leaders, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and others. GDLC provides wide exposure to the cryptocurrency asset class. Cardano and XRP. One fund's exposure to more than 90% of the cryptocurrency market capitalization is one of its features. CoinDesk Markets created the Crypto 5 Index Tracking Index, which is automatically rebalanced every 3 months to maintain alignment with the changing market leadership in cryptocurrency. Well, they are the big 5 men. Now, if I were compelled to invest in just one fund, people, if I had to invest in just this is what it must be. Let me tell you why. Since there isn't a single cryptocurrency involved, this fund is really intriguing, right? It's not simply XRP, ETH, or Bitcoin. It's even more great to hear that it's also purchased. Now, the thing that makes this fund so unique is that it contains 5 distinct cryptocurrencies all in one basket. You know what? This is odd. If you purchase this, correct? Should you purchase this? What if everything were to fall apart tomorrow? Actually, your entire investment would not be lost. Do you know why? Because according to our premise, Bitcoin will crash together with all other cryptocurrencies. There will be a select few who survive the new financial system era. But you know what? This basket contains XRP. Having this fund is essentially a hedge and a safe during the crash, isn't it? Even though XRP only makes up 5% of the total weight, that 5% is what turns the switch, isn't it? Even if the other cryptocurrencies have a higher weight, if you invest in this fund, you're likely to make a lot of money. Correct? Significantly greater, like Bitcoin, which accounts for 70% of the fund. Without a doubt, that 5% will be a hedge. Of what's ahead, don't you think? Anyone who invests in, participates in, or is included in this fund. Therefore, that is the reason I think this fund is nice, isn't it? It gives you diversification too, doesn't it? Because you have XRP there, I believe you will also be secure throughout the fall if you're afraid to go all in. With the launch of the Grayskill's CoinDesk Crypto 5 ETF, the Crypto ET season will formally begin today. GDLC, the first multi-asset cryptocurrency fund of its kind, will expose investors to the top 5 cryptocurrencies by market capitalization. At 100%, XRP will be the fund's rescuer. Now, it has increased since they last introduced a general listing criterion for the launch of ETFs. In the upcoming year, it's likely that more than 100 cryptocurrency ETFs will be introduced. They're no longer playing around, guys. I'm telling you, according to Bloomberg's lead ETF analyst, in a year, more than 100 distinct cryptocurrency ETFs will be introduced, appropriate for many currencies, goods, services, and collections of these currencies. Alright. It is likely that we will see a variety of items including meme coins. Alright. There will be a monstrous influx of money. This is essentially the way to get there, isn't it? This is essential to our success. The initial price of GDLC is $58. Alright. Now, if you haven't noticed, a lot of these products are being released every day, and things are getting faster lately. Coin market capitalization states appear to be glowing brightly like the sun. The price of XRP rises as demand for the first US spot ETF is high. I'm not sure if they're looking at their own websites here, or perhaps XRP has been dumping and their site is broken. Here, the price is actually $3.01. I'll now go into the real reason we called this. You know, I'm serious. We gave this a call. Correct. Well, the first question that comes to mind is, wait, how are we dumping when the ETF is supposed to be bullish? Given that they must have XRP reserves, correct? Therefore, they purchase the CTF from the open market, which is XRP, each time you purchase it. Guys, it's 1-to-1 back now. I'm not sure of the precise percentages though. Well, however, they do purchase. They are paid by a portion of the XRP, guys. Alright now, XRP tokens, a cryptocurrency asset that is inherent to the XRP blockchain, are held by the fund. Alright, so that news confirms it, but why are we dumping? Why are we dumping then? Because they will attempt to deceive investors. Despite the fact that the ETF brought in about $30 million, we began to decline on the first day, right? There is a discrepancy here. Sure enough, it does. Yes, we did discuss this very situation in case any of you have poor recollection. Yes, therefore make an effort to recall. What were we discussing? We visited the Bitcoin chart, correct? After looking at Bitcoin's chart, we decided to return. Let's take a look back at the beginning of the Bitcoin ETFs. It was launched right at the short-term Pico top. This is what it did. It rocketed off after coming down. I believe it had a circle at the bottom. Could we perhaps be on a similar trajectory as that of Bitcoin? Which one? ETFs were introduced exactly at Pico's short-term peak, and if we follow it, it's likely that perhaps something like this around the bottom, followed by a blast-off. But let's look into it now. To find out what's truly happening, let's look into it. Alright gentlemen, this is the chart we have going. Let me go on to the 4-hourly, which is a smaller time frame. We're still consolidating at the moment. Isn't that the amusing part? Consolidation is currently ongoing. Not even a single item has changed. Yes, there is some volatility here, as we anticipated, but people are unaware that it has been moving sideways. Take a look at this. That's also what we requested, until it decides to go either up or down. Alright, it's simply moving sideways at the moment. Why? Due to the fact that we are in its sideways channel. This is what XRP did the previous time we were in this channel, going sideways until it decided to dump you in that direction. Therefore, stay above if you have more money to spare. I believe it's safe if it remains over about $3.298 here. However, I do feel that short-term dumps will be coming soon because of the launch of ETFs and other things. If we guys break this level, they will deceive investors. That's exactly what we said. And it's happening as we speak, isn't it? However, I do think that if we could start at, say, 312 here, that would be great because we had this resistance line lesson several times. Yes, but our goal is to break 3 to 3 to 2 at approximately 325. Considering how time passes, the prices continue, alright? Since there isn't a horizontal support or resistance line here, I am aware that ETFs are currently being introduced in a variety of ways. But ultimately, we are still ranging. Here, we must choose a course. I've heard that the yields on some Japanese bonds are apparently due to plummet, which is likely driving XRP into the stocks or keep something in stock. If equities are dropping, it's undoubtedly because of Japan, which is